extra time.
इससे समझाओ।
विन ग्रिप टेक्नोलॉजी कुछ इस तरह सीमेंट को ग्रिप करता है बिल्कुल टाइट।
SRMB TMT चैंपियंस की पसंद।
Hi, it's Norman Kochnick here for Extra Time, reporting from Sydney Harbour, from the Opera House and Harbour Bridge. I have an important update about the India COVID travel ban to Australia, where in fact from May 1st until at this point, May 15th, Australians are banned from entering Australia after having been in India. They are not able to enter Australia in this situation. If they make their way to Australia from India and they attempt to enter the country, they could be subjected to a 5-year imprisonment and or a 66,000 Australian dollar fine, which would be either or in fact both. It's quite a dramatic turnaround. Our Federal Treasurer Josh Frydenberg has just released a further media release, which I have with me, which states those facts, that our Australian Medical Association, in fact our representative Greg Hunt, has actually stated categorically that no Australian is allowed to enter Australia having been in India. That is either an Australian citizen who is Indian or any particular person. And that should also include the Australian cricketers, who should not be given any form of dispensation for their arrival back from India. So that's again a $66,000 fine and or a 5-year imprisonment. Quite a harsh set of circumstances. Of course, our borders have been closed since March of 2020, but this is a further enhancement or stepping up of the situation based on the situation with India and the number of COVID-19 cases that have been picked up in India. It's particularly strong and is a mandatory situation. There's been a lot of discussion around our court systems, and a lot of Attorney General representatives have actually been involved, but in particular a lot of our legal, our so-called human rights campaigners have actually stated this is actually an illegal act, where you can't in fact do that at all. You won't be able to do such an act. In fact, they believe it to be illegal to refuse Australians back into Australia. So it's another aspect or twist and turn to this. So effectively again a $66,000 fine, on top of that a 5-year jail sentence, so an and/or situation, or in fact both of those charges. Very severe circumstances, very unprecedented, unheralded situation in Australia. This media release has just been released, the updated version from Josh Frydenberg, our Treasurer, and also our Deputy Prime Minister of Australia. Very serious points indeed. So this is again Norman Kochnick in Sydney, Australia, with the update as to the bans on arrivals from India of Australians. We mustn't forget, currently previously they've been placed in Darwin in the Northern Territory under very strict conditions, without any true 5-star accommodation, under some very much unheralded, almost concentration-like camp-style accommodation, under a 2-week quarantine. So the concern, of course, was around whether they would enter Australia via the New Zealand-Australia bubble, as did a person from the Cook Islands today, where he entered Australia through Cook Islands to New Zealand to Australia, virtually illegally without being quarantined. So there's a further concern that Australians that have come from India will go via other countries such as New Zealand, Malaysia, Singapore, or even Sri Lanka. So that's the concern. Australia is onto it, and they will impose these fines of $60,000 as well as the 5-year imprisonment. Again, Norman Kochnick from Extra Time here in Sydney.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.